When the 118th Congress opened in January, Congressman Pete Aguilar made history.
Madam Clerk, a Latino is nominating for leader of this chamber a black man for the first time in our history.
Aguilar, the former mayor of Redlands, California, now the highest-ranking Latino in Congress, and part of the glue that Democratic Whip Catherine Clark says keeps House Democrats united.
He's hardworking, he's committed, and he brings a real warmth and sense of humor to everything he does. And that's what makes him a leader that stands out, and it's the exact type of leader we need in these times.
Aguilar arrived on Capitol Hill in 2015 and has built relationships on both sides of the aisle.
He's that guy from the desert, former mayor, and he doesn't hesitate to tell it the way it is. And that's what I like about the guy. He's many times unfiltered. He'll tell you what he thinks, but that's good. I think Petey has really grown into the position of leadership.
And Republican Steve Womack, a fellow member of the Appropriations Committee, told Spectrum News in a statement that Pete's a great friend and a person I can work with across the aisle. We can have our differences with respect and dignity, the way it used to be in Congress. I value my working relationship with him because I know it's genuine. Aguilar became a familiar face on Capitol Hill last year when he served on the January 6th committee investigating the attack on the Capitol, and again this year as a kind of Democratic attack dog, calling out Republican candidates for Speaker. First, Ohio Republican Jim Jordan.
Jim Jordan is a Donald Trump-endorsed MAGA darling.
And then Mike Johnson of Louisiana, who was eventually elected.
Has this been about a focus of House Republicans to find the person who can pass their extreme litmus test to oppose marriage equality, enact a nationwide abortion ban without exceptions, gut Social Security and Medicare, and support overturning a free and fair election? It's a fair question.
He's just a couple weeks into his tenure, but do you see a difference between Jim Jordan and Mike Johnson?
Well, Donald Trump doesn't, and I think that's very informative. I mean, he calls Speaker Johnson MAGA Mike, and it seems like he's proud of that term. This is somebody who's taken extreme positions, including being the architect of the legal strategy here in the House that would set aside our democracy during a critical time on January 6th. And so those are the things that are very scary to a lot of us.
Aguilar says he could not have predicted the events of this year, including having to nominate House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries 12 times for Speaker. But he says the challenges are far outweighed by the experience of working with fellow Democrats.
You know, those 12 opportunities I've had to nominate Hakeem Jeffries, while unsuccessful, just give me an opportunity to reflect on the importance and the obligation and the responsibility, I have to work with my colleagues to advance the interests of the American public.
As the highest-ranking Latino in Congress, I also asked Aguilar about his take on recent polls that show President Joe Biden is slipping with Latino voters. Aguilar says he doesn't buy those numbers, but did say that there is always an opportunity to get in front of voters to engage them and earn their vote. In Washington, Cassie Simeon, Spectrum News.